all these sounds of nature, all these birds, insects in the background. That's the thing I'm used to, and what I would like to live somewhere where I had that kind of thing. You know, plenty of trees, maybe a little water source of some sort, and all that kind of thing. To a little nature preserve of some sort. But then again, I think a lot of people would like that. Nice quiet spot out in the country, probably. Something like that, maybe. Because who could afford such a thing in the city, right? Unless you were in a very small city. It wasn't close to anything huge. Yeah, I heard some real nice predictions recently. And I have seen changes that were encouraging, and some behavioral changes I've witnessed, indicators of different things. Had another one of those vanilla sky moments the other day, or yesterday rather. And I was prompted to go back. And, I was thinking about the fact that we woke up with one of those misty mornings yesterday. And I think a lot of times it seems like it's representative of a change of some sort. And like a movement of some sort. Gee whiz, you'd think I was living beside a highway with all the sounds around here. And then the traffic was different. I went out last night and there's just no traffic anywhere. And I looked over at the moon, which was riding real low in the sky, looking like a blood moon. It was like half reddish and half orangish or something. And of course, I know that's an awful lot to do with where it's sitting in the sky and what its light is trying to get through. But I thought, well, that's not a good sign. No, is it? But the traffic was just so empty last night. I was thinking, this has to be a good sign. But then this morning, I felt like I think I got stabbed in the back. And it looks like I took some damage. It looks like almost exactly, real close to a place that I got stabbed last week. And while that is discouraging that they could get through it all, I think I hear the damned now. Listen, you can hear them coming. This is the sound of the damned. They're on their way. I wonder if they'll go directly overhead. Seems like they're making a straight line forward. So they're going around nearby, I guess. Can't see them up there in the clouds. But what is it that they don't get angry about, right? Anytime I renounce Satan and the demonic, which I guess I'm going to do every day now, and I don't know if I did it yesterday or not, but every time I do, they seem to get real up in the air about it, and immediately will come flying by and do that. But from what I understand, all this damages that they've done to me, those are all going to be fixed and healed. And once we leave this place, that's just all over with. And of course, we'll be leaving the valley. And then all of these folks that we've so very much rejected and have tried to tell, no, we can't do this, to all these that have been eliminated and cut off from us before, will be completely and totally cut off from me, so they can't get reconnected to me. And they're not going to be able to follow me either, because they're simply put, it's not my family. Again, they're no more my family than the Munsters are to Marilyn Munster. And they're only her family until she wakes up and looks around and says, in the name of God, what am I doing in the house of the dead? Right? because, I mean, they're all the dead people, or the undead, or whatever you might want to call them, the in-betweens. But from what I understand, whenever I leave here, we'll be going to a decent place, nicer place, where I want to be surrounded a lot by day, a good neighborhood with good people. And I'll be a lot safer because I'll have me around me all this day. And so I guess the division will just simply continue. And I suppose that these things bring about what needs to happen. Just the same as all these actions that they've been doing, that they seemingly were unable to ever be able to come to me and talk to me about anything. Even though while claiming I don't know how many different premises they could use, or I'm supposed to accept as what the program was all about. I saw one of them the other day talking about how they had an ex who came back, and they had to have a talk with him or something like that and release him and stuff. And I'll put it to you like this again. That's just sheer stupidity. I don't need the permission of my kidnappers, the criminals, the enemies, who have perpetrated all this upon me, to leave them. I don't need their permission to do that. And they've made it perfectly clear all along throughout the years here, they weren't willing to have a conversation. It was just, they wanted to do what they wanted to do to us, and they did. And, they'll pay for that eventually, somehow, somewhere. But I'm not really concerned about vengeance. I will say, you shouldn't bother trying to come back or do anything, because it will reap you all types of ruination and destruction upon you. Any of these that I've rejected, whenever they come back to try to reconnect, or especially if they're coming to bring us harm or stab us in the back, contaminate us with some type of illness or disease energy or something like that, it's absolutely for sure that the heavens are going to cut them down, and it'll be very costly to them. And like I say, these things, from what I understand, they're going to be paying to repair. So I don't understand why they'd bother doing any damages to us, since that all comes back to them anyway. But yeah, I don't see any reason to. They show up around me from time to time, but again, they don't talk to me. They don't acknowledge me. They haven't shown me any respect at all, or talk to me like I'm somebody that they have something to work out with. They just it's always a trite exchange, at best, some banal pleasantries at best, if not them just simply walking by with some strange, weird smile on their face, like they're really self-satisfied or something. I can't figure it out. But apparently, obviously, we're not any kind of a partnership. This is not a team of any sort. I was never had anything like a team. I was just surrounded by a bunch of enemies who were, doing that thing. And I'm very glad that it's ending, and that we're not going to be forced to be in partnership with anything of the darkness, because, I'm not a servant of the evil. That's not what I was made for, and I just would never fit in with that anyway. So we're just going to continue on. I say let's continue on ascending, and I thank the heavens for continuing to advance me at the expense of my enemies who have damaged me. And I pray yet still again that these damages that they've done to me, the major damages, that they're made to repay those to me now. And again, I don't have to take 7 times what was done back. I could say take 3, 4 times back. They could pay us 3 or 4 times back what they've damaged and stolen. But then again, why would I be so magnanimous? Guys, I love you so much, all of you that have been loving me and working for me, that is loyal, to the day, loyal to us. And again, and blessings upon any and all of you that is the day and has been working for us, is loyal and helpful without being harmful. And I pray again, all these that have been hateful and resentful of me, all these that is not the day, all this that is the other, heaven continues to keep separated from me and my body and energies and all that, and that them and all those fire people and everything of darkness, it's all that is of the satanic demonic, just be completely blocked from me, and this vessel sealed shut once and for all. And that's what they've been doing. They've been working on it in little increments. We've been walking up that gradient, and I pray that continues, and this body just becomes sealed shut. I will tell you that our mindset has changed, and we're looking around and we're thinking, well, all these different things that are put forward to us, we think a lot of times we've dismissed it because it reminds us of the evil people who wanted to play God to us, which we're just simply not going to accept any of those people. Once you betray me and attack me and show me that you are in fact the enemy, we're not going to be partnered with you in any way, shape, or form. Not ever. Unless it was all in my favor and there was no possible way that they could do anything to harm me in any way, shape, or form. But otherwise, we're just going to remain separate, and we're going to continue on up, continue building, continue becoming more and more sealed to all that is of the darkness and anything that they offer, any of their bad energies, illness and disease energies, their hot stuff, and becoming what we were supposed to be, which is the invincible house of light that darkness can't really do anything at all with. And like shooting BBs at Superman, they won't be able to do anything with us because we're just too blue and we're just too high. And I do tend to float to the top of wherever I am, and there's a reason for it. The big guy upstairs, the good Lord above, had a design. And so I'm just real happy that he still loves us and cares about us, and that we're going to be in with the day real soon, and we're going to start working on some of this stuff so that all these people out there that love us and want to help us get going and take off and get to a better place can do just exactly that. I mean, there's a whole lot of people out there that are, got these things open, Cash App and all manner of donation available, and we'll work on that. I've never been much to beg, but I'd rather beg than steal, and rely upon the good nature of my own kind. Tell you the truth. Again, God love you and God keep you, and thanks so very much for all that you're doing, for all the love. I was listening to one of them the other day, and I'm telling you guys, you got to get away from this witch teachings, these satanic teachings that you've got. And it may be that where you're at, you don't believe that Jesus would have anything to do with you. And from what I understand, that's probably true of an awful lot of people. They've went so far, that it's just not available. And like in this place, it's not it's not the deal. It's not the good deal. But I heard him talking about how, like, you finally found this, like, mechanism, a tool of some sort. They talk about, finding this place, like a vibration, and you get a memory or this, a thought or that, and you can just match that vibration, and then so that anytime you can get back to that good vibration. And so, what do you think the light is? Do you think I manufactured the light? Do you think that the light sprang from me because of a good feeling? No. As far as I can tell, what happened was I let go of the light to come down into the dark and material world, and that the light was going to follow me down and eventually hook up with me, and then I would again be part of the light. In other words, you have to pray for these things. They're teaching you to they're trying teaching you to be like gods and stuff. And I can tell you there's a whole bunch of little gods out there that are starving to death and are going to be eaten by their jackal brethren. Okay? And it's really best. They teach you over there on the dark side, there's power in numbers. There's power in heaven and in the good God of heaven and the God of light and life. Again, I would, rather than try to teach people how to fake their way into heaven, which would be a very temporary thing, easily dispelled, right? That instead pray, beg, and ask to be made better, ask to be made upright, ask for a good attitude, ask for this, that, and another, ask to be made part of them. Do you say, Prince of Peace, come live with me, come live here with me, walk with me, talk with me, eat with me, drink with me, be me, replace the darkness that was in me instead, drive from me all that is of the hate. Do you say that? No. Do you ask for the light? You see, the light automatically is driving from me all that is demonic. The light is increasing in me. One of the reasons why people saw change in me is because I asked for the light to be more here with me. Just like I asked for one of my day friends to be more here with me. One of the only few people I've done that with. Well, there's nobody I've ever done that with, actually. Not in that manner. And so I asked for the Prince of Peace to be more with me. I asked the light to be more me. And this is happening, and it will automatically drive out enough from us, the demonic, the satanic, which is everything that is of the darkness. That's their realm. That's why they're called the Prince of Darkness or the Princess of Darkness. That's their realm. Everything within that is theirs in their realm. So that's why you don't want to do tarot. That's why you don't want to do magic. You don't want to do any of that stuff. You just don't. You don't want to, be running around becoming your own God. You really do want to connect to heaven. That's the deal. The skies, man. And, but, I'll come up with things to say for our new channel and stuff regarding that. And it'll be better scripted and better edited and all that stuff. And it'll be just better. Because everything's getting better. Every day we're getting better. And we're becoming stronger each and every day. I don't know exactly how to explain it. But it is working. By golly, by gosh, it is working. I saw on Tuesday, I came across two different gentlemen. I think they were different guys. Or rather, they would just happen to be there. Looking like they'd been kissed by the sun. And there was something about them that just had a good attitude. And you know what? If there hadn't been such a divide between us, where one of us would have had to have walked across a thing to get to the other, I'm thinking there could have been a friendship start of some sort. They seemed sincere and they seemed light. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you guys because I've had enough of the damn night. God love you.